Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Ted Holiday, aka The Virus, doing my first ever build video. Everybody that knows me knows I like to try out a couple different build sets, see what synergizes with what and what's working really well in the Dark Zone and the PvE world. And I'm happy to report I have found a really good build for PvE and really good for PvP. I call it the Lone Banshee set, and without further ado, let's get into it. Now, let me say first off, all these pieces are not optimized. There are some good pieces, there are some great pieces, and there's a lot of room for improvement on a lot of pieces. So we'll talk about why I use these particular pieces. Well, you have the three piece with the Lone Star, which gives you LMG damage, extra 8%, and then you have the Banshee set, which gives you 10% extra damage to targets out of cover. And combine that with the Hungry Hog, which gives you 20% damage to targets out of cover. You're looking at 30% extra damage to targets out of cover, and you add in the fact that you have an extra 8% LMG damage from the Lone Star set. So that works out really well when fighting NPCs and players who are out of cover. It shreds through players. Um, Now just look at a couple of the pieces really quick. I don't want to get into all this stuff, but you'll see here that the chest has a low roll on it, so it's not optimized, but I do have the health, armor, and ammo capacity, which I look for. The mask, you can go crit hit chance, whatever you may like. I chose skill power just for better healing. And then you also have knee pads here, which are actually a pretty good roll, good armor on it and everything, so that was a pretty good roll knee pad. The holster here is just okay. Um, Decent armor, electronics could be higher, stamina could be higher. Decent holster. And sorry. And then you have the gloves here, which pretty good roll firearms, good LMG roll, crit hit chance, crit hit damage could be a little bit higher, up to 16%. But overall pretty decent. Backpack is actually a pretty good backpack. It had the armor and ammo capacity on it already, so I just rolled the firearms, which I got a pretty decent roll for now until I decide to keep rolling later for it. So those are the pieces. Most of the mods I have are firearms, armor, or stamina armor mods, and then I have self-heal, first aid self-heal performance mods in my gear. Because the skill power isn't that high, so you want to be able to have as much first aid self-heal as possible. Um, Overall, what you're trying to do here is you're basically you basically making yourself one of those Riker heavies, the ones with the LMGs that are super tanky and pump out a lot of obscene damage. That's basically what you're making yourself here. Now also keep in mind this build is not optimized yet, even though it does look good and performs very well. But you could easily get your Hungry Hog up to 240 or so, and get your toughness around 405, 410, and skill power probably around about 84, 86 range. So there's a lot of room for improvement on this build, but it still performs really well in the Dark Zone and in the regular world. And I'm going to kick it over to some game footage to show you that. Alright, as you can see here, we come out of checkpoint. There's a guy AFK, a couple shots to the head, he's down. Where my buddy could even get off any shots, he finishes them off for me. Here we're in I think it's a 2v or 3v3 situation, or 3v2, can't remember exactly. Buddy reloads there, put a couple shots down range, put him down. My buddy goes down to two people over here, I believe, yep. And so ended up getting a battle with these guys, and Predator shotgun shoots me from behind. I turn around, able to take that damage, turn around, headshots on him, he's down. Here, he got walks through the door, he's out. Buddy picks him up, just as he gets him up, he's dead body as well. Walk in and finish him off. Build has survivability and DPS. And you'll see an example of that right here. Getting ready to go into a face trade with this guy, and he hits me with Predator, and I bleed and I panic. But if you see, I actually had 2 bars of health still, while he had half of 1 bar. I could have won that face trade. Here's another example of a little bit of toughness. Guy comes out of nowhere while I'm manhunt trying to run it out, puts a bunch of bullets into me. He doesn't last long though. My buddies are there to help me out. Another one of those survivability aspects of the build. Here, somebody goes rogue. Some guys transfer. This guy just gets put down at a decent range. Here I'm in my menu, and a guy is standing there. I didn't know he was there, but you can see he opens fire on me, straight headshots. And because of my toughness, I'm able to handle that damage and keep pushing. And as we're chasing this guy down, his buddy starts shooting me in the back. Another survivability thing here. Take cover and put a couple shots into him, and he's got half health left off of 10 shots maybe. So survivability, DPS, survivability, DPS, and he gets finished off there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the build. If you got any questions, please let me know.